Sir, you have the latest details on research that you're conducting together with Okta and, of course, the government as well, wherein you're hoping to find a way to reopen the economy by Christmas period. Is this even possible? And if so, what's the strategy?
Well, it's a goal, I think, that we need to bring about. Now, primarily, it shouldn't be just based on the numbers, dictation of numbers. We know very well now the vaccination program is rolling. May not be as ideal as we would like. So far, it's more than five to 5.5 million people have gotten their first jobs, and then for the second jobs, it's only about 1.3 million, I think, or 1.4 million. That's one of the gaps that we're experiencing, the government experiencing, because many of the first people who got their first jobs did not return for their second jobs. So there's a lag. Actually, the number of people that should be fully vaccinated should be more than 2 million. So the government has to work hard on that. I would suggest that the government do a bit of contact tracing for those who got in their first jobs. Remind them, because many are working class. They tend to forget the schedule that they have to go back. No, and depende sa bakuna, may mga iba 1 month, may mga iba 3 months. So this is something that government need to really focus on. Now, on the herd immunity has been tweaked a bit to population protection, which we all agree in the NCR plus. Okay, so we're talking about 25, 30 million people to be vaccinated. But having said that, it all depends on the delivery of the vaccines that we've ordered, and of course, hearing the good news of Europeans and also in United States that they will be allocating more vaccines for the Philippines. So the flow of the logistic flow is must be prepared ahead of time. We don't want the vaccines to be here, and then the vaccination centers have not been set up yet. Even the vaccines that have been ordered by the private sector through the effort of PA Joey on the AstraZeneca, and also that of the ICTSI from the company of Mr. Ricky Rason on the Moderna. Those are coming in gradually. Okay, those are coming in. Actually, should be here already, but it should be here by within the month of June and July. And this is where private sector must hopefully must be part of the rollout. And suggested in our meetings, as you mentioned earlier, the other day, I suggested that the DOH authorize companies, doctors, or nurses to do the vaccination in their premise, so that it's a question of convenience. And usually, many of these in the PESA zone, big companies, they do have enough areas to accommodate social distancing and pre-checking and everything. So maybe that would help speed up the vaccination. One of the issue that has to be discussed is how can the people, how can the companies who place the order go on board? Because during the tripartite agreement on this procurement of the vacuna, everything goes to Department of Health. And you remember earlier, the government was still requesting the private sector, even their allocations be given to be used by the government purpose, no? But lately, with more donations coming in, I think the government is willing now to give the private sector their share.
How is the private sector more involved during this A4 part of the
Well,
process?
the private sector has been involved at least on the local government level. Okay, we have discussion with the MMDA chairman, Benher Abalus, and also some of the bigger cities mayor to discuss how the private sector can tap into the LGU and make arrangement for their people to be vaccinated. Like here in San Juan, we have already gotten notice from the city of San Juan, Mayor Francis Zamora, that those working in San Juan, okay, you can register to their website, and as long as you are, either a resident or working in San Juan, you will be given priority on the A4. Okay, of course, the A4 is pertaining to people who works outside their homes and who need to commute to their workplace. So that is good, but the number of vaccinations that we're doing per day is still quite low. Okay, we're still probably reaching about 200,000 jobs a day. But if you divide it by two, because you need two jobs, two dosages, you split it.
Okay.
I brought this out during the meeting with Okta. I said you need at least 600,000 a day. The private sector has been very supportive. They're not claiming that what we ordered, we should get it right away. They're
Okay.
willing naman to have the government use it muna and then later
Yeah.
on replace. So I guess we have to play it by ear. But the other fact, Danny, that as I mentioned earlier, that I hope that the economy would be gradually opened up, not purely dictated by the vaccination number. At the onset of this COVID pandemic, the whole exercise is to flatten the curve. Okay? When we say flatten the curve, ibig sabihin, the hospitals, the medical frontliners, they will not be overwhelmed. Okay? If you think about it, in the last 1 year, maraming pinagawa ng private sector, government, yung mga quarantine center, mga treatment centers, yung mga hospital, halos lahat may mga COVID wing. And if you look at the utilization, it ranges between 40 to 50%. Although
Okay.
may mga surges, okay? And I think the government should balance that. You cannot avoid sisipa
Surges.
yung infection. But if you can treat it, and if the turnaround time is fast, that's why I said let's not forget about the treatment side. The
Correct.
treatment is just as important as vaccination. So
Okay.
that even with 30% of the population in the NCR plus being vaccinated, we should gradually open already.
How can this be solved in any way? And if the private sector does take care of its own employees, for example, is this going to be more assured? Is there going to be a better way
Yes,
for us to
yes,
be sure that that
yes.
happens?
I definitely. If we are the one doing for bigger companies, not everyone can do it. For the bigger companies, they would definitely, have the administration's office to do contacting. Actually, we have contact tracing. That's what I was wondering when I heard that a lot of those who got the first job did not return. I said, sayang naman, meron tayong
Ay, ano
contact.
naman, amin na lang.
Di ba? Di ba? When you go there, all of us, I think all of them, as I observe in the Bakuna Center, lahat naman may cellphone, may number, may contact number. Di ba? Captured na yan eh. So once you have captured, you tell them, because alam mo, mga Pinoy minsan busy, nalimutan. And it's when it laps too long, the first job, it's not effective anymore.
Sure.
Sayang
Okay.
naman, di ba?